Welcome back to Hopeful Horizon, where we share stories that inspire and provoke thought. Today's tale delves into the harsh realities of prejudice, resilience, and the unexpected twists of fate. It all begins with Amira, a strong black woman, enjoying a romantic evening with her husband Daniel when her water unexpectedly breaks. Rushed to the hospital, their excitement quickly turns to dread as they encounter a dismissive nurse, Karen, who mocks Amira's pain, oblivious to the fact that Daniel holds the reins of power in the very hospital they're in. As the story unfolds, we witness the strength of a woman enduring labor while facing prejudice, and the lengths her husband will go to protect her. Join us on this gripping journey that reveals the profound impact of compassion, love, and the fight against injustice. If you find this story resonates with you, please leave a comment below, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on more compelling narratives from Hopeful Horizon. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this story, so let us know where you're tuning in from. Amira adjusted her dress, smoothing the fabric over her growing belly as she and Daniel strolled hand in hand down the bustling city street. The neon lights flickered against the darkening sky, casting a vibrant glow on their romantic date night. Laughter and the clinking of glasses echoed from nearby restaurants, but Amira's focus was solely on Daniel, whose smile made her feel cherished. "Are you sure you want to go to that fancy restaurant?" Daniel asked, his brow slightly furrowing. "I mean, with your cravings and everything," Amira chuckled, shaking her head. "I want to enjoy a night out before our little one arrives. Plus, I can't resist that garlic butter shrimp." As they approached the restaurant, Amira felt a slight pang in her abdomen but brushed it off. The ambiance inside was warm and inviting, filled with the rich aromas of exquisite dishes. They were seated at a cozy corner table, the candlelight flickering gently between them. "Can you believe we're about to be parents?" Daniel's eyes sparkled with excitement. "It feels surreal." "Absolutely," Amira replied, her voice softening. "But I'm ready. I can't wait to meet our little miracle." Halfway through dinner, as Amira savored her shrimp, a sudden, intense cramp shot through her. She gasped, clutching her stomach. "Daniel, something's happening." His demeanor shifted instantly. "What is it? Are you okay?" "It hurts," she gasped, her voice laced with panic. I think my water just broke." In an instant, the romantic atmosphere transformed into a whirlwind of urgency. Daniel sprang into action, his heart racing. "Okay, let's get you to the hospital. Just breathe, Amira. I'm right here." The rain began to drizzle as they rushed outside. Daniel's hands trembled on the steering wheel as Amira groaned in pain beside him. The streets blurred as they sped toward the hospital, a mix of city lights and anxiety swirling in Daniel's mind. As they arrived at the hospital, the sterile smell of antiseptic filled the air. Daniel parked hastily, jumping out to assist Amira, who was struggling to get out of the car. With each contraction, she grimaced, her face reflecting the struggle of labor. "Just a little further," Daniel encouraged, guiding her through the sliding glass doors. The lobby was bustling with people, nurses hurriedly pushing carts and doctors discussing cases. The atmosphere felt both chaotic and clinical, a stark contrast to their previous romantic dinner. Once in the delivery room, Amira was hooked up to monitors. The room was cold, dimly lit, and sparse. She lay on the bed, her contractions growing stronger with each passing minute. Daniel held her hand tightly, trying to offer comfort amid the pain. "Breathe, Amira. I'm here. Just breathe," he urged, his voice steady despite the rising tension. Karen, the nurse, entered, her demeanor all business. She glanced at Amira with a mix of impatience and disinterest. "You'll be fine. It's all in your head," she muttered, barely meeting Amira's gaze. Amira squeezed her eyes shut as another contraction tore through her. Daniel leaned close, brushing his lips against her ear. "Stay with me, baby. We've got this." Karen snorted from across the room. "Men always think they can fix everything, don't they?" Daniel shot her a withering glance. "This isn't a joke. She's in pain." Amira's groan brought Daniel's focus back to her. "Breathe, Amira. In and out." Karen rolled her eyes, dismissing their concern. "Let's just get this over with." Daniel's jaw tightened as he watched Karen's dismissive attitude. As much as he wanted to blow up at her, He knew the moment to strike would come soon enough. Hours passed, each contraction a wave of pain that left Amira gasping for breath. Daniel remained by her side, a steadfast anchor. But Karen's snide remarks continued, her sarcasm cutting through the air. "You're not going to break the record for the fastest delivery, that's for sure." Amira finally snapped, her frustration bubbling over. "I'm doing my best here. You could at least try to be supportive." Karen shrugged, seemingly unfazed. "You're not the first woman to go through this. Get a grip." The tension in the room crackled. Daniel's patience wore thin. "You need to understand that this isn't just another day at the office for us. This is our baby." Karen's demeanor shifted for a moment, but she quickly regained her composure. "Well, if you want special treatment, you should have thought of that before coming here." Daniel's heart raced, a mix of anger and determination coursing through him. "What's your name?" he demanded, locking eyes with her. "Karen," she replied, crossing her arms defiantly. "Karen, I'm going to make a complaint about your attitude. This isn't how healthcare is supposed to work," he stated firmly, his voice low and controlled. Karen's eyes narrowed. "You think you can just waltz in here and demand respect? You're nothing special." Before he could respond, Amira let out a piercing scream, and Karen finally took notice of the situation. "Fine, let's focus on you," she snapped, adjusting the monitors with a huff. Daniel felt a surge of confidence. He was done being silent. He stepped closer to Karen, the tension between them palpable. "You might want to remember that not every patient is powerless. I have the means to ensure that you face consequences for your behavior." Karen scoffed, but a flicker of unease crossed her face. Just as Karen began to prepare for the delivery, the door swung open. Daniel's phone buzzed, revealing a text from his wife's family, notifying them of the situation. It was time to pull some weight. "Get your hands off her," he commanded, stepping forward, his voice resonating with authority. "I'll handle this." Karen glared at him, but the sight of a tall, stern-looking man with a badge behind Daniel shifted her expression from defiance to apprehension. "I'm the chief of staff here. What seems to be the problem?" Daniel gestured to Amira, who was now sobbing quietly, tears of frustration streaming down her face. "This nurse has been belittling my wife during one of the most painful experiences of her life. I will not stand for it." Karen's bravado faltered under the gaze of the chief of staff. "I was just what?" he interrupted. "Doing your job? Because it doesn't seem like you are." The confrontation escalated, and Amira could only watch as Daniel defended her. "You're fired," the chief of staff announced, his voice ringing with authority. "Effective immediately." Karen's face twisted in disbelief, her bravado shattered. "You can't do this. I'm a nurse here." "Not anymore," he replied firmly. "You're a disgrace to the profession." As the door closed behind Karen, a heavy silence settled in the room. Amira looked up at Daniel, her eyes shimmering with gratitude and relief. "You did that for me?" Daniel nodded, brushing her hair away from her forehead. "Of course. No one should ever treat you like that." Amira smiled through her tears. "Thank you. I love you." "I love you too. Just focus on our little one." With Karen gone, the atmosphere in the room lightened. The nurses who entered afterward were warm and caring, attending to Amira's needs with kindness. "Everything's going to be okay," one nurse assured, gently adjusting Amira's blanket. "You're doing amazing." With each passing moment, Amira felt a renewed sense of strength. She took Daniel's hand, holding it tightly as the contractions intensified. They worked as a team, breathing together and staying focused. "Amira, you're almost there," Daniel encouraged, squeezing her hand. Finally, with one last agonizing push, the room filled with the cries of their newborn. Amira's heart swelled as she caught sight of the tiny face swaddled in a soft blanket. "I can't believe we did it," she whispered, tears of joy streaming down her face. As Amira held their baby in her arms, Daniel stood beside her, pride radiating from him. The challenges they faced only deepened their bond, and they were ready to face whatever came next, together. The nurse who had assisted in the delivery approached, a warm smile on her face. "Congratulations, you have a beautiful baby boy." "Thank you," Amira said, her voice filled with emotion. "We're so grateful." Daniel leaned down, placing a gentle kiss on Amira's forehead. "You were incredible." As they settled into their new roles as parents, the door creaked open again. This time, it was the chief of staff, a genuine smile lighting up his face. "I wanted to congratulate you both personally. Your son is lucky to have you as parents." "Thank you," Daniel replied, his voice firm with newfound confidence. "And thank you for standing up for us." "Let's ensure that no one experiences what you did tonight," the chief assured, his tone sincere. "We'll work on training to improve our staff's empathy and care." As they looked at their baby, Amira and Daniel knew that their family was just beginning. They had overcome obstacles and emerged stronger. With the support of each other and newfound allies, they would provide their child with a life full of love, respect, and resilience. Months passed since Amira's traumatic experience in the hospital, and the world outside continued its relentless pace. Yet, for Amira and Daniel, life had transformed into a whirlwind of joy and challenges. The birth of their son, Malik, brought a profound sense of purpose that overshadowed the dark shadows of their hospital encounter. Amira often reflected on the incident with Karen, the nurse whose callousness had threatened to dim one of the happiest moments of her life. Rather than dwelling on the pain, she channeled her energy into motherhood, determined to raise Malik in an environment filled with love, understanding, and resilience. Each day brought new adventures, laughter, and the occasional sleepless night, but Amira welcomed it all with open arms. Meanwhile, Daniel had taken it upon himself to create change within the hospital. Fueled by the injustice he had witnessed, he initiated conversations with hospital administration about sensitivity training for staff, focusing on empathy and respect for patients, particularly those who might be marginalized. His passion ignited a movement within the hospital, paving the way for a more compassionate healthcare environment. One sunny afternoon, as Amira stood in the nursery, gently rocking Malik to sleep, she was interrupted by the soft chime of her phone. It was Daniel, sending a picture of the hospital staff wearing new compassionate care badges. Amira smiled, knowing that their efforts were making a difference, one small step at a time. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow across their living room, Amira and Daniel settled onto the couch, baby Malik nestled between them. They exchanged stories of their day, laughter filling the air, as they reminisced about the trials they had faced and how they had come out stronger together. "Do you think Karen ever realized how wrong she was?" Amira asked, her tone light yet contemplative. Daniel shrugged, a grin playing on his lips. "I hope she does, but I'd rather focus on the positive changes we're making. Besides, we have our own little miracle to celebrate now." In that moment, Amira felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. Life was unpredictable, and although they had faced darkness, it had led them to this point: a loving family, a sense of purpose, and the determination to ensure that no one else would experience the same neglect she had endured. Their journey was far from over, but as they looked at their son, they knew they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Together, they would forge a path built on love, understanding, and a commitment to create a better world for Malik. And with that thought, they embraced their new reality, confident that they could overcome any obstacle as long as they stood united. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey of strength, resilience, and unexpected twists. Amira and Daniel's story serves as a powerful reminder that love can triumph over adversity, even in the face of prejudice and injustice. It highlights the importance of standing up for those we care about and fighting against the stereotypes that seek to diminish our worth. If this story touched your heart, we invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to ensure you never miss another inspiring tale from Hopeful Horizon. We'll be back with more stories that challenge perceptions, uplift spirits, and linger in your mind long after the tale concludes. Thank you for being part of our community. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay united, and always advocate for compassion and understanding.